Alright, today we are going to be making some Scottish Ale from Brewer's Best. It's 15 to 18 IBUs. That's the before and after. Difficulty brewing easy. It's a classic category, and it should be an amber brown when we're all done, which is that right there. This is from Brewer's Best. It's a kit. Comes with everything you need. If you watch my last video, you'll see I did an unboxing of that. We're also going to be using parts of our Brewer's Best beer equipment kit, and we are going to be using this. It's I believe it's a 6 or 7 gallon, and it has the temperature gauge on the front with the easy pour out spout that we put in, and we're going to be using a Bio Classic heater basically for it with just some propane. Alright, we got 2.5 gallons of water boiling in there now. So let's go ahead and get started. Next step, once we get our water to about 150, is we're going to cut open our grains. We got some crushed chocolate, 4 ounces of that, crushed caramel, and crushed smoke, and crushed roasted barley malt. We're going to cut those open. We're going to put them in our grain steeping bag, tie a loose knot on top of it, and then we're going to set it in there for 20 minutes. Alright, so we let these steep for 20 minutes, and we're going to pull the bag up, and we're going to let this drain out. Okay, while I'm doing that, I'm going to turn up the water, because now we want to bring it to a boil. At this point, this is wort. Okay, the liquid's wort right now. We're going to bring it to a boil, then we're going to add our dry malt extract, which is right here. And we're going to add our liquid malt extract. Okay? So once this gets up to a boil, we'll pull the grain bags out, and I'll show you what that's going to look like. I'll show you the wort then. So the boiling point of water is 212 degrees. We know that, so we can just find 212 degrees. Fine tune our... Alright, so now we got a rolling boil right there. Just a real small boil. That's exactly what I want. You see the discoloration of the water, which is now the wort. So what we'll do is, the grain bag is dripping out still little by little. You can kind of see the brown underneath it. So I'm just going to do not squeeze that, because then all the little particles are going to come out of the little holes. We're just going to keep letting that drip out. Now I'm going to add my liquid extract, and then we'll add the dry extract, and you'll see that in a second. Alright, so we got our liquid extract here. It looks like molasses. It kind of tastes a little bit like molasses. So what we do is we want to get it all out of the container. You bought this, you paid good money for the stuff, so you may as well use it all, in my opinion. So you just go all the way around the container. It's really sticky if you get it on yourself. Now we're going to make sure we got a rolling boil still, because once we put that in, it's going to go away. And then we'll start stirring this until we think it's all mixed in, and then we'll put the dry in. Alright, now we're gonna add the dry malt extract right here. Oops. This is concentrated brewer's wort. Has a lot of colors, malted barley. This is 1 pound, a little bit less because I poured some out. Alright, so now that's in there, I'll show you what this boil looks like. That you don't want this to boil over, and it's pretty easy for that to happen. You just want it around 212 degrees at a constant until you start adding your hops and stuff. You see this? It's barely bubbling. I call that a gentle roil, or gentle boil, I mean. That's what we want, and we're going to stir it real good. Alright, so now we're going to add the hops. These are the U.S. Brewers Gold. It says alpha 8.9% aroma, black currant, fruity, spicy, typical beer styles, ales, pilsners, lambic saisons, and beer de garde. This is 0.5 ounces, which is 14.2 grams, hop pellets. Okay, so what we're going to do with these is, I actually hate putting them right into the beer, because I don't like sediment, I don't like anything in my beer. Yes, I know you can filter it. What I do is, and I hate fishing them out, I'm going to put them in a hop sock, okay, which is just like the grain bag, a little smaller. And it doesn't affect the taste whatsoever, in my opinion. Although some other people may have other opinions. Can you reuse your hop socks? Heck yeah, you can. You can reuse your grain bag too. Just let it dry out. Although most of your kits that you're going to buy, if you buy a kit, like I bought all my ingredients came together in a kit, they usually come with a grain bag in it, so you don't have to, but you can keep them. I keep them loose. Put it in there for 40 minutes. So now we're going to write down what time we put it in there. Stays in there for 40 minutes. We'll keep stirring it. Alright, those hops have been boiling for 40 minutes now. Now it's time to add the second batch. We're adding some UK East Kent Golding Alpha 6.1 Beta 3.0. Aroma smooth and delicate with floral, lavender, spice, honey, earth, lemon, thyme overtones. This is half an ounce, which is 14.2 grams. And then they're hot pellets. So now is add for a hop sock, just like we did before. The brand of these are Yakima Chef hops, YKC. You can see the little pellets in there. That's what they look like. That's what it looks like in the hop sock. We just do a loose knot on this. Like I said, these bags are reusable. Five minutes is what those are going to be in there for. Alright, those hops have been in there for 5 minutes. Now we need to cool it down to 70 degrees. We want to do this as quickly as possible because that's how bacteria growth is slowed down, by the quickness of what you're going to cool it. So if you cool it pretty fast, you're going to keep all the bad stuff out. Just let this drip out. Don't, like I said, I don't like to squeeze my stuff because it puts sediment in here, so I won't. I'll let my hop sacks sit outside, they'll dry. I'll empty the hops out into my compost pile and reuse the bags. So I stopped the boil. We're already at 120 degrees and it's falling pretty fast. We want to get it down to about 70 degrees before we add our water to bring it up to 5 gallons and do the rest. Alright, so I use a drain because all of this sediment right here, I don't really want in my beer. So you can kind of see I'll get the very last of all the liquids. But all of this, I'll hose out with the garden hose. So I don't want that in my beer. But I'll make sure I get all the liquid. That's why we use a drain. We just let it kind of drip in there. And then we'll go on to the next step. Alright, the last part is we got to check our OG, or original gravity, with our hydrometer. What we do is we just drop it in there. Okay, it's going to go up and down like a bobber, and then it's going to stop. What we do is we take that measurement of where it stops, where it's level with the water, and then There's a formula. It's basically the original gravity right now, and then the final gravity after fermentation. That's times 131.25, and then that's how you find out how much alcohol you have. So what we'll do is we'll let that settle. We'll take that, and then you'll see me put the lid on it for fermentation. Yeast in the lid. Alright, we're going to be using Windsor yeast. It's British style beer yeast. GMO, gluten free. You guys know what yeast looks like. Okay, so we're going to sprinkle this on the top. You just sprinkle it right on, and then we're going to add our lid. Alright, you can see our yeast in there. These are just the kind of like, this is the ale pail basically version, but basically you just push down on the lid so it seals all the way around. Okay, now we're going to add some water to this. This releases the gases. You want to fill this about halfway full. There should be a line on them. Then this is going to start bubbling. Okay, the gases are getting released. It'll bubble. Once it stops bubbling, then that's how you know you should be good to go. We usually let it sit for whatever the directions say per the beer, about 2 weeks. Alright, so that was us brewing the Scottish ale. I hope you liked the video, and there's going to be many other videos. There's going to be the fermentation video, and then the bottling video, and then trying it. So this is I was doing 2.5 gallons. Now I'm doing the 5 gallons. Obviously, you just saw that. So keep watching the videos, and let me know what you guys think.